So this past Thursday, we had the Friends reunion show. Cue Kel's mute button. All right, guys, what did you lot think of the Friends reunion show?
Taste of your medicine. Yeah.
All right.
Bro, I got emotional, bro. Like,
well, hold on a second. But compared to Fresh Prince, well, wait.
Yeah.
Would you get more emotional with Fresh Prince or Friends?
I got emotional with both of them. I think both of them had that same impact.
Friends.
Yeah.
But you don't like the program, Cole. So that's why you feel like that.
And the thing is, if you was to watch Friends now, I reckon I still.
What? Did they talk about any family issues? Did they go into that?
What do you mean?
Friends?
What do you mean family issues?
They didn't go into like in depth with Fresh Prince, no.
Yeah, there weren't no like Aunt Viv's story.
Because James Corden was the interviewer, so they didn't go in that deep.
No, but I mean the show as a whole, all the episodes. Do you see any emotional? Like, I don't know. How do you feel connected to the actors? What connection do you have with them?
There was emotional sections in the whole season episode.
Do you know what it is? Yeah,
You're stuttering.
Do you know what it is?
For example, Monica, she couldn't have children, so they had to adopt.
Okay.
That was a big thing. So on that basis, like a lot of people, like, fans writing in, oh my God, like, I suffer for the same thing. I adopted. You could come on. That's just
even let's stick on the subject of Monica and Chandler, isn't it? Like, you see, like when they got when they was in London for the wedding, Ross and Emily's wedding.
Yeah.
And like they end up sleeping together. And like the producer was saying, like, this was just supposed to be just a quick thing. But the audience's reaction to it went on for so long, like, that they actually had to rewrite their storyline. And that's how it got. So even things like that, I'm like, wow, that's just because they didn't realize how much this could be a thing, innit? Just the simple fact of how the audience were reacting, innit?
All right, cool. Yeah. You guys talk about. Sorry, that's my input done. You not reminisce and cry over Friends.
Do you know what it is though? You know what it is though, because when you think about Fresh Prince, we watched it from the beginning when we were young, and it's like weekly episodes came. So it's not like to say like the first time we ever watched Friends, we just watched the whole 10 seasons straight away. No. Well, you couldn't do it anyway, but
it was week by week. It's just exactly the same as Fresh Prince, but was instead of being 6 seasons, it had 10 seasons.
Yeah. For example, my daughter's just binged the whole of when she watched Friends for the first time, she just watched from season 1 to season 10 straight, and she hasn't earned those years, innit? Like we have.
She hasn't invested.
You can't wait like them ones with seasons end, and it's like, I want to see what's gonna happen with Chandler and Monica sort of thing. So it was just straight away for her, innit? So when you're seeing all these things happen and all the behind the scenes of it, you're like, wow.
All right. Well, one of the things they talked about was the David Schwimmer and Jennifer Aniston crush.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
So obviously we didn't know there was this underlying tension between them, and they were always in relationships and not in relationships and vice versa. And the first time they actually kissed on stage or on the show was like an actual their kiss.
Yeah, yeah.
So that was a big thing.
Yeah, but you know what? I just thought to myself, I don't believe them. I believe they had something. Something must have went on, because when you've got a crush on someone and you're around them 24/7, and there's a lot of camera shots. The way they were flirting with each other ridiculously.
Yeah, you could do that. It don't mean you have to go and actually do anything. Well,
no.
Who knows where? Who knows?
But also, if they did do something, it might ruin the show.
That's what they're saying.
Potentially.
Yeah, you could. Yeah, it would change the dynamics, isn't it? They didn't cross those boundaries, man.
I will say though, age wasn't necessarily on all of their sides.
Age shaming.
Harsh.
No, I'm not gonna lie. It's real talk though.
It's real. I did, to be honest, I don't know what I expected. Obviously, they're older than us. I don't know what I expected, but I didn't expect all of them to look the way they looked.
Anyone specific? Or?
No, all of them. I don't think there was one person.
No, Ross. I think Ross is the only one that's really kept himself to looking himself. I think he's putting a bit of weight.
Yeah, I'm talking their faces. I'm talking more of their face, like the actual face.
I think Ross is definitely the one that leading. Look, Ross and Phoebe.
Phoebe when it was not when they first walked into the set. When she was on the sofa, she looks like obviously we've seen her in other shows in it, so we've seen them and later. But at that point, I thought, they all just look a bit old. Joey looked like he's just been living his best life, bro. And obviously, they said Chandler. The reason why he looked like he was slurring and stuff is because he had an operation on his tooth that same day.
Yeah,
right. But you know what? With Chandler, right? There's more. I can see his pain. He's got pain inside him. I know he had trouble with alcohol and drug addiction in the past, but just looking at him through the interview, and he didn't really say too much. You know, he didn't say too much.
He's in his quips, isn't it? He's in his
He just looked like someone, like, you know, when they said, "Oh, do everyone keep in contact?"
And he's like, "Yeah, not me. Like, I ain't heard
not
from
me."
anybody. I'm like,
you know, I believed him when he said that.
I should be like, cut.
And the thing is, I believed him when he said that, and I said to myself, I can see. I don't know. I just feel like there's a lot of pain inside him compared to everyone else was really more bubbly, excited. With him, you can tell there's something burning. His mind's thinking or overthinking. Or that's what
I don't know. Maybe this guy must have been in pain, innit? Man, he had an operation, like, or whatever with his tooth. So he must have just been like, I've got to do how many hours of just doing this? Like, he probably just wasn't in the best situation to start talking.
No, maybe.
It was also a weird one. I don't know if I felt like this, Obviously, maybe if you was to ask us like 4 seasons later or whatever, okay, do you guys remember what happened in a particular episode of the podcast or something? Yeah, we may not remember word for word, but I almost felt like they don't watch Friends. You know what I mean? If that made sense. Yeah. But sometimes when they were like talking to them about different episodes or whatever, do you remember that? They were like, nah.
I think how can Ross forget about the ball thing, throwing the ball across and everyone playing that ball game? I thought, bruv, you have to remember that episode.
Bruv, those are landmark episodes. You know what I mean?
He was saying that he didn't watch it at all. He didn't watch it for years. Is it over 10 years he didn't watched it? So
yeah, which is weird. I just thought it was weird.
You know, but I think even like what Phoebe was saying, she was saying like how watching her, like a lot of actors I've heard say things like that when they watch themselves back, they just. It's awkward,
it's a bit
they don't
cringe.
like it, isn't it?
It is one of the ones that when you hear some people, a lot of people that don't want to hear the voice.
Yeah.
Like I think Joey was the only one that's probably like, yeah, I'm embracing this, man. Like telling his daughter, you got to look at this part, in it. So, oh man.
Yeah. I thought it was good that they brought in a little quiz game.
Yeah.
I thought it was quite funny. I thought that was a good episode. That was when they lost the apartment and that.
Yeah. That was one of the best episodes, you know.
Yeah. And I liked when they got together and they read scenes around the table. I thought that was quite cool.
Yeah.
I thought that was quite cool. Like I remember watching Game of Thrones when they did that. They did like a read around when they were first doing it and stuff. I thought it was quite cool.
They did that in Fresh Prince one as well, didn't they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They did, yeah.
Well, and I guess for the viewer, because we've always wanted there to be another episode, like this is the best we can get that doesn't give us another episode, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And they were saying, well, look, we can't do it, ended perfectly. We can't ruin it.
Yeah.
Like there's no point of us unpicking people's happiness to try and make a show kind of thing.
No, I think they can do one. I think they really can do one.
I was thinking the same as well, Rich. Because do you know what? It's so weird because when I was watching it, I didn't feel like they were interviewing the actors. I felt like they were actually interviewing the characters because they just, and I don't even think they were trying to be their characters. That's just them. Do you know what I mean? Their whole persona just seems like this has just been them. Well, maybe not Joey so much, but I would imagine that's how Joey would be if he got older anyway. It'd probably be a bit less silly. Do you know what I mean? But
yeah,
to me, they just seemed like they were just interviewing the actual Friends characters rather than
themselves.
Yeah.
So
I think it could work.
Yeah, I think just an episode, I'm not saying the 25 minutes.
Probably another 5 series, bro.
No, probably no.
I don't know if you could do another episode.
I think just like an hour episode of, or I don't know, a catch up. You know, we need.
No, but that's what I'm saying. That, but what? That's
17 years.
Yeah, but to make it a story, you would have to unpick it. Otherwise, you're literally just going around, seeing that all of them are still together. They all have kids. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't know what you would get out of it, because it would unless all of them went away for 10 years and came back, and then it was like a literal like a catch up with all of them, because ultimately all of them would have still been with each other. Do you know what I mean? They'd still be friends. So for you to do an episode 10 years later, how do you catch up about them, because they see each other all the time?
Could just be a day in the life of what I don't know. I don't think it needs to be. Yeah. I don't think they need to be like maybe Joey could have just gone away for a while, being a proper established actor and that.
Well, remember Joey had the Joe. Do you remember the Joey show or whatever it was?
Oh yeah. Oh.
And that was his spin-off. That was his spin-off.
Yeah.
Yeah, didn't it?
Do you know? I'm surprised they didn't even mention that. They didn't talk about that once. You know, they must have thought he must have said like, "Do not mention it, otherwise I'm not coming in."
I thought, like I said, I don't know, man. It'd be interesting. I thought again we had a few guests. We had Mr. Heckles.
Yeah.
We had what's her name?
Janice.
Janice.
But her laugh is too powerful, you know.
Too much funny. It was too funny, bruv. Bruv, could you believe that they even got Justin Bieber on it?
Yeah, dressing up on there as
Sputnik.
Tom Selleck.
Yeah.
Elliot Gordon. I can't remember the woman's real name, but basically the girl appearance. That was nice seeing them.
Yeah. Gunther.
Gunther looked nervous on that camera, you know.
He looked like he'd never been on Zoom before in his life.
How do I adjust this? Like,
but you know what? It's so scary because I was watching Friends just the other day. I just every time it's on, you just watch it.
Yeah.
And I look at them now, and I thought, by God, they've aged.
I don't think like when they said that the very first time, I'm like, you can see they've aged, but I'm thinking, you know what? They're already in their 30s, probably late 20s, 30s when it came on, and they're all like now in their 50s.
But do you know what's funny? There was a section where all the girls were laughing, and they couldn't laugh properly because their face was all plastified. Yeah, because the mouths couldn't open properly. Yeah, I sort of thought, rah, don't you know, you girls, what you done to yourself? It's
and it's Hollywood, man.
And did you find out? I found that really funny when they said they casted Joey, and the guy they rejected actually
was in the episode.
Yeah, that was.
Because I remember that episode that he was in when he was trying to pretend to be like Joey, but they made the right choice because the other guy could not be Joey.
He looked a lot older than them as well, man.
Yeah, he could not be Joey.
Yeah, could not be Joey, and I thought that's quality. And also with Phoebe, and do you remember she had a twin and they called her Ursula? And Ursula was from that show.
Yeah. So that's why, but they always did crossovers. They did crossovers. That was like the first crossovers.
Yeah.
Like Phoebe went and met Ursula, and Ursula met Phoebe, innit?
What? So did Phoebe ever go into that show?
I'm sure Phoebe went into that show and they spoke about Phoebe and that. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But
I obviously Ursula. We know Ursula came into Friends for a period of time.
I probably like the Lady Gaga Phoebe Smelly Cat song as well, man.
No, but that was a bit awkward. And that
why?
No. From like Phoebe, she I don't know. She didn't expect it, and she didn't answer the questions and not answer the questions, but she didn't like respond in a normal way of like, oh my God, Lady Gaga's here. You know,
maybe it's supposed to, isn't it? It's just like if Phoebe's got that kind of dry sense of humor, isn't it?
I don't know if she was meant to play, but I don't think she was meant to be playing Phoebe then.
She acted, man.
You think so?
Yeah.
I don't know. She was just slightly a bit off, and I thought she was a bit off.
The only thing was it was a little bit James Corden-ish though. Like I like James Corden and Gavin and Stacey, but it was a little bit James Corden-ish. Like it's not the James Corden show.
What do you mean? What's that?
Like, why do you say that?
He was like really excited, you know. Like I don't know, like you know, like I just.
But that's how he is. Man.
No, I know, but that's what I'm saying. But you know, like sometimes I'm like, it's not needed.
He always does that. Yeah, that's what gets my nerves about him as well.
Listen, this is Friends. It's okay for him to do that.
No. But for me, I don't know, man. He's just a bit giddy, like for me. Just like he out-talked everybody. It was about him.
He does that.
Like considering it was about them, he spoke the most.
So do you think he was the wrong host to?
Possibly, but I think he came
really
with that
America.
energy. I think he came with that energy, like the excitement. But I think it would have had that excitement anyway.
No, yeah.
I'm surprised that they didn't have what's his name, Paul Rudd in there.
Yeah, Ant-Man.
Paul Rudd, Ant-Man.
Yes. Yeah. They showed a clip of him in there, didn't they?
Yeah, they showed a clip, but he wasn't actually in there. And I liked the little clips from people around the world watching it. Like, so you had probably big up Ghana, innit?
Where Ghana people from there?
Ghana was just there going,
now he wants to get into
I want to know,
No.
Talk to me.
They're just saying how like friends got them through a really dark time in their lives, innit, and stuff like that. Or
is it?
Yeah, so that they go, nah, when friends came on, it just made them feel good and all that stuff. So, like, yeah, that was nice. And you had Bex there as well, innit? Like, so when he's away from his family, he'll just always watch that. I can't remember what episode he said that he likes watching, but
it was.
So did any of them not get on? Like, you know, it's sometimes when they're cast members, this is like the whole Ad-Viv blah blah happened.
Yeah, if they
was
did,
was there any tension? Or...
If they did, they didn't
talk about it. If they did,
no. I like that how they implemented that Joey, his arm being in a sling though into that story.
Oh, imagine.
Yeah, that was fully dislocated his arm, had to go set that to pop it back in place.
See, and the query was, why did they continuously retake that? Why did they have to do that all the time?
And it's such a shame because they it's true, because he done it. I think they said they realized he'd done it perfect the first time. And let's just try and do it again in it. You know, sometimes it's like that was good, but maybe we can make it better. And now they probably regret it, because I just realized that episode they said that was just done in one whole day, in it, like one take, and instead now it had to be done over how many days in that, man. So they probably missed the opportunity there.
Yeah, it's dislocated his arm and all sorts, and you think his shoulder, sorry. And also,
not that I not. Okay, I've seen this couple on the internet before, yeah. Disclosure. I did. Obviously, they couldn't talk about it in the reunion show, yeah. But I don't know if any of you ever watched it in Friends, yeah. Like on every episode, yeah. I don't know if it was a thing, but it looked like it was a very cold set. If you understand what I'm talking about.
Well, like as in temperature.
Yes, like the ladies made it look like it was a very cold set every time they was on set. Like every, I'm not talking Monica, Phoebe, Rachel, all of them. Go back and watch any episode of Friends. It seemed like it was a very cold set all the time. And I don't know if that was do you reckon that was a thing that they did, or it just was a cold on the set?
Or maybe you might be looking for it.
No.
I don't know.
I'm saying, okay, look, at the time, I don't think I was looking for it at the time, but I mean, if you look at it now, every episode.
I think maybe Monica always had an issue, but I don't know. It's not something that I've really spotted.
No. But yes, that was the Friends reunion show.
No, no one's finished, mate. No one's finished.
Sorry, go on, Rich.
But didn't you think it was so? I was like, oh my god, the cafe was next. The bar. The restaurant was next door.
Innit? Yeah,
it was just next door.
Oh, the way the scene started. The scene was like,
I
know it's like
Fresh
Prince,
isn't it?
Yeah, it's like how Fresh Prince was. I remember when that episode of Fresh Prince when Carlton runs through all of the set, and then slides his knees. You realize that just everyone's next door to each other.
It's mad.
Like goes to lift, ends up in the house. Like that's how it was.
It proper works, man. If you just put the camera at the right angle, it just works.
Yeah.
Like mad.
There was I think it was really good. You know, just
you courage.
No, do you know what? I had this like the same thing with Fresh Prince.
I was just smiling. You know, you just feel happy, innit? You just feel happy. Like,
that was my question.
No, I didn't cry. I think I had more tears in Fresh Prince, but this one, I was welling up. Like, yeah, do you know what? This show has meaning to me. You know, has meaning. You know, when you have friends, you think, I want my friends like this. Where's my Joey? You know, Kel, you did it right for a little while. But
what's Joey like? Who's Joey again? I'm probably asking. What's he like?
Matt LeBlanc.
Oh, Matt LeBlanc. Okay.
Yeah. How you doing? How you doing?
Yeah. Joey's a joker, isn't he? He's like that.
Yeah. Loves food and loves galley.
Yeah.
And he can't act.
Yeah.
He's an actor though.
Yeah, I know.
And that episode, remember the player when it's like spelled help backwards, and like, how'd you write help backwards? It's like, so you know, it's like the
so they can see from the helicopter.
Hey, and the thing is, you know what? I was crying. You know, pivot.
Oh no, that again. That was for me. Those were episodes. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. There were certain episodes in Friends, yeah, that I can watch and cry with laughter every single time. Even though I know what's going to happen, I can say, like, I can literally say it, recite it word for word.
Yeah.
But that pivot episode, crying, bro.
And the thing is, it was so good to see the bloopers because the way I was crying, I see Chandler crying.
Yeah.
Shut up.
Pivots.
Shut up.
That's definitely. And I would I feel like we'll talk about Friends again because I think we need to get Kel involved and we can talk about our favorite Friends episode.
No, yeah, Friends.
No, you know, bro, come on, man. Like, it's cool, isn't it?
No, it's cool.
No, Friends is like.
This one kills me.
No, Friends. To be fair, I like Friends, and Friends got me through university. Shout out Starvin. Like,
that's me, man. He's Dre needs and loves. I'm like, bro, why is that? That's my shit. I was like, okay.
Run home from uni, bruv, just to go and watch Friends. Like, that was our shit.
That's it, man.
Like, I know friends that are female that literally, if we didn't have Friends, I don't know what we talk about.
You don't be friends.
Yeah, like on a level, it's one of those ones. You know, like there are some times where we may be having a conversation and we ain't spoken to each other in ages. Ali, you want to see how that person is. So what you do is you just bring up a Friends episode, and then it's like you've been speaking to each other for ages.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, even the Friends board game.